Yeah, I want to talk about this right here. The King James Version of the Bible, or Biblios, which is, no doubt, a translation. So what I want to talk about, because we have a lot of religious folk who love to indulge in the translation of the biblical text. The translation. Unfortunately, they don't understand what translation means. So let's break it down through the definition, being that trans is a prefix. So trans actually means to move from across or beyond. So trans is an act of movement from one place to another. Like transit. Okay, so all right. So trans, the prefix, right? Because translation is two words put together. So trans is the prefix to lation. So what does lation mean? You have trans, we understand what trans is. Trans is the movement from across from one place to another place. So from one area to another area beyond, across. Almost the same meaning as Hebrew, which means to come from beyond or from across. Okay? So now we have lation. What does lation mean? Since we're dealing with the King James Version of the translation of the Bible. So what does lation mean? Lation is the movement of celestial bodies. It is the movement of celestial bodies. Meaning, it's the movement of the heavenly architect. The stars, the sun, the moon, these things move. So that's what elation is. Elation is the celestial movement of celestial bodies. So let's put that together. Trans, which means from across or beyond, or the movement of across, the movement from across or beyond, and then lation, the celestial movement of celestial bodies. So together, translation is the movement of celestial bodies from across or beyond. So where did this Bible, this celestial literature of the movement of some type of celestial bodies, where did this come from? This book itself, the original form was called the Septuagint, or the Greek text, or the Italian text. There is no Hebrew text in existence. It all comes from the Greek Septuagint text. The Dead Sea Scrolls was just found in 1948 when the Germans invaded Palestine, and they created the Dead Sea Scrolls to solidify their invasion and occupation of that region of the Middle East. Outside of that, where did this book come from? Rome. It came from way beyond, way across, right? In Rome, Italy. Okay. So now we know the trans part because it was transferred. It was put into transit from Rome to England and eventually to America in the 1780s. Really, it was when the first Bible was printed in America after the War of Independence. Outside of that, so we get the trans part, we get that this body of literature was in movement. It was in transit from Rome to Europe to the Americas. Okay, we get that part. So what about the LaTiOn? What is the celestial indication of this Bible, of this book here? What is the celestial indication of this book here? Well, reading it, we see in certain Psalms, it speaks about God as being the sun. From the rising of the sun to its going down, the Lord's name shall be praised. We have other representations of the celestial bodies, speaking about new moons and new moon feast. The Bible talks about Orion's belt. The Bible talks about, the moon and the stars and the celestial bodies. It actually says, do not worship the celestial bodies. Do not deal in that type of servitude in serving the sun, moon, or stars, anything like that. But the origins of this book comes from a people who worship the celestial bodies. They worship the sun, moon, stars, so-called planets, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, stuff like that. So this book is basically, the Bible itself is the transit of celestial worship literature. That's why you go to church on Sunday for my Jews. That's why you keep the Sabbath on Saturn's Day or Saturday. Because you are basing your religious philosophy off of the translation of celestial literature, the worship of the heavenly bodies. So be careful and be spiritual. Throw this book away.